Let me introduce you to one of the best plants you can have in your landscape. This is the American beautyberry, Calicarpa americana. Hi, I'm Elise. I'm glad you stopped by. This is a fantastic plant to have in your landscape. It is ornamental, fantastic for the wildlife, edible, medicinal, utilitarian. What else could you ask for? American beautyberry. You can grow it up to zone 6 in the United States. It is a deciduous tree, so it is going to go dormant in the winter time. It likes full sun. You can grow it as an understory, or you can grow it out as a single freestanding specimen. It has a leggy growth habit, kind of sprawls, but very easy to cut back, very easy to maintain. Just don't cut it back until after it has fruited. Then when it's through fruiting, go ahead and cut it back. Or if you have a very short winter season, cut it back late winter. New berries form on the new growth. So if you wait too long into spring, it's putting out new growth, and you trim it back then, chances are you might not get berries that season. And speaking of the berries, they are a beautiful magenta color, and you don't have to worry about getting them confused with other berries. Just look at the growth habit. They cluster around the axial where the leaf joins the main stem. They don't hang in droops. Very easy to tell the difference. Now, if you're going to eat these, please make sure you do your own research. If you're going to use them for medicinal properties, please make sure you do your own research. If you come out and just pull a berry off of one of the stems, you might be disappointed when you pop that in your mouth. It's going to be kind of bland, maybe with a little sweetness. And don't eat too many, because they do have astringent properties, and it can upset some people's tummies. But when you cook it, oh my gosh, it makes the most fantastic pies, jams, jellies, sauces. Wonderful. Fantastic for the wildlife. There's over 40 varieties of birds that eat this berry. It puts out a little bitty white blossom. Pollinators love it. Sets the berries. And then it's a race to see if we get the berries or if the animals get the berries. So I always let them have the biggest share. I do have other plants planted in the landscape, and I think this year I'm going to plant a few more. But isn't that pretty? And you can see where some of these are really too far ripe now to use for food, but fantastic for seed. One of the big claims of fame for this plant is it is a biting insect repellent. The Native American Indians used it, the early pioneers used it. They would take the leaves, crush them, or they would take handfuls of the leaves, throw it down on the floors of their huts, of their houses, put it in the yokes of the oxen and the saddles of the horses, in their clothes itself. If you are outside and you need some mosquito protection, you can take a leaf, crush it to release the aromatic oils, and rub it on your skin. Just note, these leaves are really tough and textured and rough. So if you've got really sensitive skin, that might not work for you. But if you go online, there's just dozens and dozens and dozens of recipes telling you how to make ointments, salves, tinctures, sprays. One of the easiest ones I've read, it just says take a handful of the leaves, simmer it for a little while to release the oils, strain it, and then you use that in a spray bottle to spray with. Look at those great big clusters. Also, the USDA has confirmed that it does have a chemical in it that will help repel fire ants. I'm going to try it. They didn't really go into detail in the article about what you needed to do. So I don't know if you can just crush some of the leaves up and put it down on the bed, or if maybe you boil the leaves up some and then pour that water down on the bed. Be really nice though if it worked, if you have the ability to grow this. And you can grow it in pots. It is going to go dormant. It is not invasive. Like sun, a little protection if you live in a hot area in the afternoon. All right, loads of wonderful benefits from this plant. I won't discuss the medicinal properties other than telling you there are quite a few. And since these berries are really bright color, you know they're high in antioxidants. Please do your own research. I'm going to make a simple syrup out of some of them that are still nice and plump. If you're going to eat your berry, you want it to be nice and plump. You don't want it to start drying up. If they start drying up, then you save them for seeds. The easiest way to propagate this plant is through cuttings, but it will propagate very easily through seeds. So you just dry your seeds. Now some folks will take the berries, throw them in a blender, or take the time to squash them down and separate the seeds in the beginning. I don't. I just go ahead and I dry the whole seed. When I get ready to plant some seeds, I take the seed, I soak it for a while, that rehydrates it. Then I just squish it down a little bit to reveal the little seeds in it. Each berry will have 2, sometimes 3 little bitty seeds. I mean little seeds. I don't know if I can do this one-handed to show you. There, see the size of those little bitty seeds. So there were 3 in that little berry. Again, not invasive. Deciduous, easy to prune, leggy growth habit. But those leggy growth habit that's where your fruit grows. See this leggy growth habit. And then your fruit grows, wraps all around it. So if you want to keep this cut off as a little bitty bush, you can, but you won't get the multitude of fruit that you do if you'll just let it grow in its natural habit. Over 40 varieties of birds love it. Squirrels, amphibians, reptiles, mammals, humans. Great plant. All right, I'm going to experiment a little bit with the fire ant issue. I'm going to just cut this whole thing back. I did trim it back some last year, but this year I'm going to cut it all the way back because we're going to clean this whole bed out, and it's going to help if I can get in there more without this here. The berries have been on long enough. They're drying on the bush, falling off. The birds are eating them. I have harvested and harvested and harvested berries. Sauce, a simple sugar sauce, is how I like it. Put in your iced tea, put on ice cream, put on cakes. Loads of information about the American beauty berry. Do some research. See if this is something that you can grow in your landscape. Until we meet again, have a fantastic day.